Hi. So I'm making this video because I know a lot of people go through what I've been through, and sometimes they feel alone or they don't know what to do. So I don't know. I really hope that my life can help you change or make a difference or see something bigger. I also did this video because it was kind of like a project, so yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna talk about my livelihood, my childhood, basically. Um, you know, I learned that life isn't just a passageway to the simplest stuff. Not everything comes to you in the easiest way. There are some complications that you go through in life, but everyone overcomes them. I struggled a lot when I was little. I went through a lot of pain and a lot of things, but I ended up overcoming all that because I had the one thing that just made me stronger, and that was my family. The love that they gave me, the hope that they made me have, the faith they put in for me, it all just made me see different. I grew up without a mother or someone to show me love when I was born. My real mom, she went to jail when I was born, so I never got to know of her or anything like that. But that's okay. In the beginning it was hard for me because everybody loves to have their mother with them, and it was hard for me because she wasn't there to see me take my first step or to see me say my first word. She wasn't there to feed me. She wasn't there to change me or to rock me in a chair to go to sleep at night. She wasn't there for any of that. She wasn't there for any of the important stuff. And so the fact that she wants me to forgive her is something that's left to be told later. I didn't know what to do without her. So when I was born, after she went to jail and stuff, she gave us to her grandparents. Her grandparents, well, actually my grandparents, not her grandparents. Her parents. Okay. So my grandparents, they didn't treat us right. They hurt us. They didn't feed us enough. My grandfather, he took the back of a boot and he how do I say this? Hit my brother to the nose and broke his nose. And so we went through a lot of stuff, me and my brother. It was really hard. We were closed in a closet. We couldn't get out. We had a gate there. So it was we were in jail. It was terrible. Trust me. But in the end, through all of that, as I started growing up, I started to understand all of that. I was in foster home till I was 4. I was like from one foster home to the next. It was like jumping. It wasn't easy. You know, you had to meet new people, you had to see different stuff, you had to live with their rules or, you know, the things they do. And I didn't feel good about that. I really didn't feel safe. Foster home it's a hard thing for a lot of children. They grew up without like love and care and stuff like that. I grew up without that. But I don't know what happened. I say that it was God who was watching over me for all those years. He brought me my stepmom, my dad, and my grandma. And they did everything to take me out of there. And they got to that point. So we came here to this house and things were fine. You know, she taught me, they did everything they could. At the time, I still had my dad and my grandma, like, through all those years. I didn't really cherish all those moments, but I still had them by my side. They always went to, like, foster home to make sure that I was okay and that I was being taken care of well. Ever since I got out of foster home, my life changed. Not for better, but not for worse either. Like, I always felt like I wasn't loved until I was brought here to my house. That's when my dad, my stepmom, and my grandma really showed me how much they cared, every effort they put into me. It was really nice. And I was so grateful to have them in my life because they're just amazing people. They do what they can, you know? Like, throughout the years, my stepmom and dad cared for me. They loved me. They taught me everything I know today and made me this person I am today. So I'm like really thankful for that. My toughest moments throughout the past 3 years was not having my grandma and my dad by my side anymore. My dad passed away like 2 years ago, 2 weeks before my birthday. And my grandma passed away last year, before my birthday also. I did everything I could in my power to make sure they were okay, to be there for them like they were for me. And I took care of them and all that. When my dad passed away, it was the worst feeling. I felt like the world was falling on me. I didn't know what to do. He was all I had, really. And I feel like it was my fault because if I would have been a better person, if I would have listened to him, if I would have done what I could, like, be good, then maybe things would have been different. And I always gave him a hard time, and I couldn't tell him how sorry I was, or like how much I love him, or how much I'm gonna miss him, or how tough it was to see him like in a hospital bed with all those tubes, and how hard it was to see him come home with oxygen tanks because he couldn't do it on his own. It was really hard. I couldn't bear with that pain, but I had to bear with it on my own because I couldn't trust my mom. I just couldn't trust anyone. So I literally buried with the pain on my own. I didn't get to cherish every moment with him. And we didn't have a lot of good memories, but we didn't have a lot of bad ones either. Like, I love him and he's always going to be my father. That's never going to change. My grandma was like a second mother to me. She cooked for me, she bathed me, she helped me, she'd understand me. You know, it was like, when I had problems, I could go to her and she would, like, understand. She wouldn't yell at me, you know? She just, like, talked to me calmly. You know? My grandma was my light in the dark. When I couldn't, like, deal with something, she'd be there to help me, or to help me understand it. When I was sad, or when I felt alone, or when I didn't know who to talk to, my grandma would always look at me. She would tell me all her childhood stories. She'd just make me laugh. She'd make me have a better day. Because she always had that happy spirit. And I think that's where I got that spirit from, because I'm always smiling and stuff. I think I got that from her. But she made everything better for me. So losing her was a really tough moment. I didn't know what to do after that. When I lost her. Like, I took care of her for like the last 3 months before she died. I fed her. I gave her her medicine in the morning. I would bathe her. I'd change her. I'd clean her up. Help her get up. I did all that for her. And I don't regret any moment that I spent with her. Because it was the best of my life. You know? She was always there to make me laugh, but like, now that she isn't around, I don't feel that anymore. It's like, but there's not one day I don't think of her or like cry at night, because that happens like every day. I think of her and my dad. So like, it's really tough things. And I thought that I locked that pain away, but every time someone talks about like their parents or like their dad, their moments, I look back to that and I realized I didn't have all those good moments. You know? So like, before my dad passed away, I made a promise to him. He asked me to forgive my real mom. And I just didn't know what to say. But it was really hard for him to ask me that, because he knows everything I've been through. He knows how much I suffered and all that. So like, it took a lot from him just to ask me that. But I told him, I was like, Dad, how do you expect me to forgive someone who was never there for me when I needed them? You know, my dad was like, she tried to be the best she could. And I was like, well, that's not enough for me. I needed her there. She wasn't. But in the end, I forgave her. Because I don't think it's right to live with hate or with so much anger of a person, because that will turn you into having the same hate. And yeah, it's like, I just want you guys to know that cherish every moment you can, because you never know when they're gonna leave or if they're ever gonna come back to help you move on. I didn't have them anymore to move on. I had to move on with my own. So just be with them every moment you can. When I made them that promise, I told my grandma that I would take care of my mom and that I'd do anything just for them to be okay. And I'm here to succeed. And I'm here to show them that everything they went through wasn't for nothing. That it was worth it. And that they wouldn't regret one moment. Like, I'm so thankful for this family. Like, yes, we all have our ups and downs, but through all that, there was good. Through all my ups and downs, I had my grandma, and as long as I had them, I knew I could face all my problems and move on. It took a while for me to keep going, but in the end, I was able to, like, keep going. But I had faith, strength, and hope that things would be okay and things would get better. Without all these things that have happened in my life, I wouldn't be this strong, smart, kind, sweet girl that I am. I'd probably be a girl who pushes everybody away. And I'm not like that. See, every time people need my help or need me, I'm always there for them. People come to me for advice because I'm the one who knows most about life. So, just remember that you're not alone. There are other people in the world that go through what you're going through and have suffered like you have. Don't give up, because even the hardest thing could become simpler when you look at it with a different point of view. Don't wait for the last minute to tell that person you love and care about so much how much you love them, or how sorry you are for whatever reason. You know? Just don't live your life full of regret, because that will bring you suffering and pain. You are you, and no one can change who you are. They may not see that beauty from the outside, but I promise you, someone will see that beauty from the inside of you. And you don't need to be like anyone, because we're all different. And we all have our own unique way of being. From experience, all I can say is cherish every moment you can with those that are important to you, because you never know when they're going to leave your side. Everyone goes through something tough in their life, so don't let other people's opinion bring you down. You will always face challenges in your life, but you can overcome those challenges. You just have to believe in yourself. Believe that you can be better, that you can do better, Just because you have a parent that is a criminal or that did bad stuff doesn't mean you have to do it. You can change, and you can show them that you are better and that you can change and you can make a difference, because everybody can. That's for sure. So, like I said, through all the bad stuff I went through, I may not have said it like detail by detail, but everything I went through was for a reason. And I know that there's stuff out there that I'm going to have to go through more, but there will be an explanation for it. So, have a great day. And don't ever forget, live your best life without regrets. Bye.